Flosstube. This is Coleen from Coleen Lochabay Design and Lochabays, and I decided to start a Flosstube for 2021 for a whole bunch of reasons. But first, obviously I'm a cross stitcher, and I think it'll help me be a little bit more accountable with cross stitching goals and works in progress and stuff like that. But also, I've worked in framing before, and I like to share like some of my tips and tricks and stuff like that for framing finishes. Like a lot of people, I think when I counted about over 70 finishes that need to be framed. So 2021 is going to be the year of the frame. That's what I hope anyway. But also just to share my experiences, like a lot of people, it's fun to see what other people are working on, how they do things, stuff like that. So today I'm coming to you from my hot mess of a workspace, but I'm going to work on that later today. Also today and in the future, we do have a 10-month-old English Bulldog puppy, so he may or may not make appearances and sounds. I'm not going to edit that out. He comes and goes as he pleases, so we just let him do what he does. Anyway, his name's Sam. So anyways, without further ado, today I just wanted to share a couple things that I'm working on, and that hopefully by next week when I do another episode, I'll be able to show some progress or whatever. So yeah, the year of the frame. So I have a lot of stuff hanging in my closet that is begging to be framed. Some of it shamefully. The first one I'm going to show you, I finished in 2013. And then also when I show stuff, I will put the links to patterns if they're still available, or who the pattern is by if you ever want to go looking for it, like everybody does. But anyway, so the first one I'm going to show you really quick is Housework Makes You Ugly. And I think this was by Sisters and Best Friends. Don't quote me on that, but I'll put the link below. But so I did it on a really bright sunny yellow, I believe it's a 28 count linen. And like a lot of people, I change colors and like add embellishments and beads. This one I added a whole bunch of beads in different places just because, I don't know, just like to do that kind of stuff. But why I picked this one, so I was shopping at Hobby Lobby this week, and that is a great place. Tip number one, if you're looking for frames, they always have a section, at least where my Hobby Lobby and a lot of places that I've gone. Like if people order a custom frame and there's something wrong with it, they ordered the wrong one, they'll mark it down and put it on the shelf. Or a lot of times they'll put their ready-made frames that were originally a lot of money down for cheap. So this week I found a whole bunch of frames. They had marked down to $6, and these are like some heavy, high-quality frames. But even though they weren't necessarily like frames I would buy, whatever, I'll just show you some things you can do with. So the first thing I'm going to show you. So this was a really big frame. I think it's probably about 4 inches like wide, but it was a really ornate frame. So it's kind of cool. Like it's pretty chunky. It's very heavy, but it was like black and silver. So nothing that I would ever really like use in my decor per se, but I went and got some chalk paint and painted it white and purple. And I think I'm just gonna speckle it too with some bright yellow, like just taking a paintbrush with some water down the paint so you can speckle with it. Anyway, so that's the frame I'm going to use for that. $6, like $2 worth of paint. Great buy. And I got a bunch of other frames like that too, all different like profiles. But one of my other tips for like Hobby Lobby is when you buy like the bigger frames, I have the ability to cut down frames. I have a saw, stuff like that. But sometimes like your local framer will cut down and reassemble frames for a certain amount. So it can be way cheaper than custom framing. But I still sometimes, there's a couple things I'm gonna share that I'm working on right now that I will pay for a custom frame just because I want the frames to be alike and I kind of have something already in mind. But anyways, the next one I'm gonna frame is from Winget-The, which is obviously Texas. This has been a work in progress. It's so little too, right? But yeah, I finally finished it. I think I started it 2 years ago. But anyways, I just found a little frame. It's kind of brown, but it's kind of burnished. $5 at Walmart. That's gonna go in our entryway. Super cute. And then I guess today I'll just share to finish for my first one some things that I'm working on. So I'll track progress for like my stitching goals, and then I think I'll add like a little chart to see if I'm making my goals. But so right before Christmas, I like last year found for the first time owl forest patterns. I think they're from Russia. I'll double check that and put it in the comments. But so the first one, and forgive me, I don't remember the names right now, but again, I'll share. It's from Owl Forest, but it's like a Christmas pattern. So pretty. I like gotta press it. Sorry, it's not pressed. But finished that one right before Christmas. Well, I happened to be on their site and they have a pattern that's really similar to it, and I was like, oh no. I don't need to add one more to the rotation, but guess what? It happened. So I purchased one of their downloadable patterns, and again, I'll share the name, but I'm using the same colors I used, similar to the kit from that pattern, but this was just the pattern. So it'll be like a Santa, and I chose to buy the pattern with the Russian alphabet just because I thought it was nice. But there's my start, so that's what I have going so far. And then I'll share a full photo of what the pattern is supposed to look like when it's done. But it's like an alphabet with all kinds of little Christmas motifs around it. So fun. So the second thing that I'm going to finish this year is, I think in 2017, Snowflower Diaries did a stitch along, and I had started it and then never finished it. So here is the whole bag of all the flosses that I pulled for the patterns, but I'll just share April. This was April's finish, and I already have it pinned out, and I'm going to be making a frame. So the frames that I make for it, I'm going to carve a little squirrel to sit on top of the frame, and then later next week I'll share some of the frame finishes for the other three that I did for the first 3 months. So I'm going to try and at least get each one done for the appropriate month. So I'm already ahead through April. So now I can start on May, and it's only January. See, doing good, right? Okay. Next, this is my shameful work in progress. I think I started this somewhere in the mid-90s. Yeah, that's pretty sad. But I think it's a Susan Winget. I'll have to check. It came out of a book. And I don't even have the book anymore because I didn't want anything else in the book, so I just ripped the pattern out of the book. So I think it is, I don't even know if it says anymore. But I'll double check what book it came out of. It was a hardcover book. And but this is how far I am. I would say maybe about half. That needs to get finished this year. Sad, right? But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I think it'll be like, make me feel good to finally get that finished. So today before I close, I'll share some of the things that I have finished that I want to have framed to show you for the next time. So 2 years ago we moved from Hawaii, and we lived there for almost 5 years. And I did I think this was a Jeanette Douglas. It was a kit. It was available from the local needlework shop there, and I'll put a link because I still think they sell the pattern. But it says Aloha, and it's like stuff from Hawaii. So that one is pinned out, ready to find a frame, or I'll make a frame. I'm not sure. We'll see how that goes. The next one, this was from Sisters and Best Friends, 2x2, and that one's all pinned out, ready to go, and I'll make a frame to go with that. And I might even follow what they had on the front, do like a checkerboard maybe, in that like tealy gray. This is a finish from 2013, and this was a Just Nan kit. And so that one is pinned out and ready to go. That one I'll probably do more of like a traditional frame versus like a rustic painted frame, just because I have to look and see what I have. And then finally, this came from a magazine. So I'll check the pattern, and this was a fresh finish. This was only from 2018, so not bad, right? So that was a Noah's Art. And I think this one I changed the top a little bit. It said something different up there. I do that a lot, probably like a lot of people. Like I see something and I just decide to change it. So whenever I do that on a pattern that I show you, I'll let you know what I did or whatever. And then I think that's all I'm going to share today. So I think that's enough to get me through to next week. And then hopefully I'll have this mess cleaned up and then share a little bit more of my workspace, how I have it set up or stuff like that, and some of my frame finishes along the way. But anyways, I think that's about all you need to know for today. So this has been fun. And like I said, I think this will really help me be accountable for like getting things out there and sharing like just how I do things too. Because like I said, I love seeing what everybody else does. So anyway, till next week. And again, hopefully I'll do this once a week. But till next week, happy stitching, and share your comments below if there's something that you want to see or something like that, and or how I can improve. And we'll see you next week. Bye.